Welcome back to Dead Air, where the cabins creak, the counselors are sketchy, and the s'mores are definitely not FDA approved. Tonight, we're unzipping the tent flap on one of the most unhinged summer camp nightmares ever captured on film, Sleepaway Camp from 1983.
NBC Television. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome everybody back to Dead Air. I'm your host, Siena Anzaldua. If you're new here, this is where we discuss the most horrific, horror-filled movies ever seen on this planet. Yes, we discuss horror movies in depth and maybe introduce you to some horror movies you haven't seen yet. And hopefully this is one of them. So today, yes, we're talking about, where's the drum roll, please? Sleepaway Camp from 1983. This is such an iconic movie, and I love the fact that I am discussing it at an iconic time of the year. Yes, fall is one of my favorite seasons. So I hope you guys are ready, because we're gonna go over our movie summary, of course. So we are introduced to Angela, who survives a tragic boating accident that kills her father and her sibling and leaves her emotionally shut down. So she's sent to live with her eccentric, unsettling Aunt Martha and her cousin Ricky, whose energy is like very, I'm 12 or 13 boy in the 80s, okay? And oh my gosh, Aunt Martha creeps me out so much, but we'll get into that. So we're gonna fast forward to the present time in this movie, and it's summer. They head to Camp Arawak, where Angela's quiet demeanor instantly attracts bullies, creeps, and basically every red flag in a middle schooler you have ever seen. Then a very creepy cook attempts to do some stuff that is inappropriate with Angela, and lovely enough, he is the first one to die. And it is a gruesome death. He gets burned by an obnoxiously big pot of boiling water. It's ridiculously obnoxiously big. I mean, why can't you just divide the water into two, cook two different pots, and not have this obnoxiously bigger than frickin' I am pot on the dang stove? That's what I want to know.
Kill me! Well, get the hell over here and help me down. Come on, kid. Get me down, I'll make you a nice ice cream sundae, okay? Hey, what the hell are you doing? Oh, you little shit! When you get down from here, I'm gonna rip your fucking head off! Man! Help! Man! Man, get the hell out of here! Man! Help! Man! Man! Man!
But nevertheless, let's continue. So the body count starts stacking up. We have one with bees, one with arrows. We have a drowning, and Camp Arawak becomes more of this gruesome Friday the 13th feeling in a great way, because we never see the protagonist. We never see who's killing these people until the end. So tensions explode between campers, with Ricky defending Angela at every turn as counselors scramble to try to keep things quiet and keep the kids calm. So as Angela becomes closer to Paul, her anxiety spikes, triggering flashbacks and unsettling clues about her past. So yes, Paul is one of Ricky's best friends at this camp. They see each other every summer, and she gets closer, she starts talking to him, and it's very much, you can feel that attraction, and it gets creepier. So, at the end, the truth unravels in the final reveal, one of horror's most iconic jaw on the floor, and it's so true. This ending shows Angela exposing herself, and it turns out that she is actually the son who lived.
Boy who lived. Come to die.
Not the daughter who lived. In the beginning, you kind of don't know which of the children lives, and it turns out Angela was the son, and Aunt Martha raised her as a girl.
But it certainly will be a nice little surprise when Richard comes home to find a little girl in the house. Yes, I've always dreamed of a little girl just like you. I mean, we already have a boy.
Look at me. God, she's a boy.
Which a little ridiculous, and I love it for that. And of course, we are at one of the best segments of this show, because every segment of this show is great. We're at Siena's Thoughts. We've got Siena's Thoughts. You're gonna hear these thoughts whether you like it or not. I love this movie. And is it really a scary movie to me? No. It's very much, it's iconic because it's so campy. It's so off the wall that you don't really know what to expect until it gets to you. And I think that's what makes this a great movie. So it examines how people see us versus who we're told to be. And I think Angela is a great representation of that, because it shows that all of these people are trying to tell her, like, why don't you just talk? Why don't you just do this? Why don't you just do that? And she's like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care what they do to her. She doesn't care really how anybody else sees her. She's just gonna be her. And I do love that part about Angela. And I believe that Felicia Rose, who plays Angela, and she visits Fresno so often, she does an excellent job of portraying that facade of, I'm strong, I don't need to know who you are, I don't care who you are, I'm just gonna be me. And I love that. So then we also get the iconic and very, 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 very relatable piece of, hey, we all have trauma from summer camp. They don't really do summer camps anymore, I feel like. I mean, I had a 6th grade camp where we went to Sonora, but that wasn't summer. That was like in the dead of winter, and there was snow. Yeah. So they don't really do summer camps anymore. They don't really do sleepaway camps. But throughout this movie, you could sort of tell how people could be traumatized in these different camps and such. And I think that's really interesting, because they were so prevalent in the 80s and the 90s, and I love that aspect.
Hey guys, it's me, your friend Felicia Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're watching Dead Air with your beautiful host, Siena, here in Fresno, California. Mwah, all my love. Bye.
So then we've got, of course, such an iconic and interesting theme throughout the 80s, and that is the 80s moral panic. So in this movie, we really see that, there's this real need to punish these different bad behaviors that the counselors see throughout the movie. And I think that's really interesting because I think that plays such a part in how we view bad behavior as a society currently, and how a lot of that behavior is being reversed, and how truly a lot of that behavior is no longer seen as bad, and how that could kind of change society and how we view wrongfulness and badness. For example, like, Angela is seen as like this kind of troubled person, this troubled young girl, because she doesn't talk to many people. This is where we get sort of another interesting aspect of the 80s moral panic and then trauma at the summer camp, because of the cook. So the cook is very blatantly creepy and predatory, and everyone around him seems to be okay with his behavior, or okay with kind of shuffling under the rug. And I think that's super important because nobody says anything. Nobody tells him anything except the African-American cook who helps him. And he's like, well, you know, I don't even know I don't think these kids understand what you're trying to do to them, so maybe just back off. But it really doesn't go any farther than that. And there's red flag after red flag with this cook, and there seems to be no wanting to change that behavior and stop that behavior. And that to me is such a contradiction to the 80s moral panic, because in the 80s parents are so focused on doing what's right by their kids that sometimes even what's blatantly in front of them isn't corrected.
Hey, look at all that young, fresh chicken.
Brother,
Where I come from, we call them baldies.
Brother,
Makes your mouth water, don't it?
Artie, they're too young to even understand what's on your mind.
Ben, good buddy, there ain't no such thing as being too young.
Brother,
You're just too old.
So then we also get another aspect of this movie where we get the cook who's very creepy, but then we get Meg with the head guy of this camp, and Meg like wants him, like in a very like ew, because it's not even cute, okay? But yeah, she wants to be with him, and he's kind of pushing her off, but not really. I mean, no. And that makes it even creepier.
I'll see you later, okay?
Okay. You got it.
Hey, guess who has the night off tonight?
Well, congratulations.
Listen, I was thinking. Remember that dinner you promised me up at your place?
Yeah. 9:30?
You got it. See you then.
And that's just another contradiction in this movie that I think makes it so good, because it just shows the degradation of the 80s moral panic throughout the time, and really shows what they want to see and what they don't want to see. And putting that to the forefront in such a movie is just a genius part to sort of hold a mirror to society's face and say, look, this is what you guys are standing for. Maybe change it. Maybe change it a little bit. So I love some of the lines in this movie, and Ricky says one of the best lines in this movie, and it makes me laugh so hard because they're playing a baseball game, and he bet on them. He bet like that they would beat them, and this guy goes, "Eat shit and die, Ricky," and Ricky goes, "Eat shit and live, Bill."
Hey, big man! You and your boys want to place a little wager while the game is still close?
What do you have in mind, asswipe?
Buck 'em in, asshole.
That's a little steep. Make it 5.
You got it.
Money in the bank.
Little
Money
win.
in the bank.
Come on, right down there. It's a little win. Come on.
Come on, Billy. Be a hitter, Bill. Come on, Bill.
Right, Billy.
No problem, Gino. This guy blows dead dogs. Just lay it in there.
Eat shit and die, Ricky.
Eat shit and live, Bill.
Yeah, Billy.
Oh my gosh, I freaking love that line. It is so good. I just love it. It's so good. It makes me laugh so hard sometimes. So yeah, I love this movie, and I love how it's aged, because it just it gets funnier and more campy as time goes on, and the horror genre moves forward and forward and forward. Because I feel like this is another movie that truly laid the foundation of camp in horror movies and really showed what it could do to further the storyline and the plot in a horror movie. And I love this movie, and I love all the characters in this movie. I think they do such a great job. And like I said before, Felicia Rose just does a wonderful job at portraying Angela and really portraying her well, and in a way that I don't think anybody ever could have done any better. And I love Felicia as well because she's such a sweet lady. And like anytime I get to see her at horror conventions, or like I saw her at Fresno Fright Nights, and she's just an amazing person. And I think nobody could have done any better than she did in this movie. And now we are at Siena's Fun Facts. We're fun and they're facts, and you learn a little something. Siena's Fun Facts. Okay, so yes, this movie, I love this movie. It's such a good movie, and I hope you guys watch it or have already watched it. If you guys have already watched it, sound off at my Instagram. I mean, I'm excited to talk horror movies with you, especially the ones that I love. And this one is very close to my heart. So, first fun fact number 1. The film was shot in just 5 weeks during the summer of 1982 at an actual boys' camp in New York. So, this is kind of cool. It's kind of crazy that they were able to shoot this in literally 5 weeks. That's ridiculous. And I love it so much. I think that's a cool fun fact. Fun fact number 2.
Pick up a dream, my lord.
So, Felicia Rose was only 13 during filming, and making her one of the youngest leads in early 80s slashers. So I would even go farther than this, and I'm betting that she was also the youngest protagonist. The youngest villain also in this horror movie. And she plays it so well, and it's just so good. It's so good. So our next fun fact is
Pick up a dream, my lord.
The infamous final scene required a college student to serve as the body double and wore a custom mask of Felicia Rose's face. That's horrifying, because that means that there's just a mask out there chilling in the public of Felicia Rose's face in Sleepaway Camp. That's really creepy, but I'm down for it. That'd be something I'd buy, for sure. So our next fun fact is Jonathan Tiersten, Ricky, did many of his own stunts, including a lot of the fight scenes. Love that. I always appreciate when an actor does their own stunts. I think that's cool. The final fun fact, and I think this is, once again, super cool, and just emphasizes how important it is to take horrors from real life, because the film was inspired partly by real camp experiences of director Robert Hitzik, who attended summer camp in New York. That's creepy. I wonder which parts are true. I'd love to find out, because that's pretty cool. And of course, now we have Siena's book recommendations.
Siena's book recommendations.
Now, if you really want these kinds of horror, sleepaway camp, campy sort of vibes, these are the books I would recommend you read to get that feeling when, you want to open up a book. So, first we have Girls on Fire by Robin Wasserman. So, this has intense teen friendships, paranoia, and emotional chaos. So, a lot of similarities to Sleepaway Camp. Love that, and I think it's going to be spooky. Our next one is Dead Girls by Alice Boleyn. So this is a cultural critique and influenced by true crime that vibes with the film's themes as well. This one, actually, I think my mom has read this before. Shout out, Mom. I'm not positive on that, but I think she did like it. I think. Hopefully. So our next one, this one for sure my mom read, and I think I started it, but I didn't finish it, and that's on me. But Grady Hendrix comes again because we have My Best Friend's Exorcism, which is a teen drama, campy horror, and that 80s vibe as well. This one my mom really liked a lot, and I love Grady Hendrix. He is an amazing author, and he's someone me and my mom recently sort of delved into last year, and we've read a lot of his books. This is not one of them I have read, but my mom has read it, and she loved it. So I'm excited to hear if you guys have read it. What are some of your thoughts? As always, please, please, please come and interact with me on my Instagram. I'll be posting some of these. I post other stuff about the show, so please, please, please come by, like, comment, do whatever you want. Not whatever you want. But comment and let me know if you guys have read any of these, because I just love books and I love horror, and this is a perfect enmeshment of both. And of course, that wraps up our campfire carnage for tonight. Pack up your sleeping bags, because next week we're carving into Thanksgiving by Eli Roth. Yes, the holiday slasher you definitely shouldn't watch before eating Thanksgiving dinner. And remember, folks, don't split up and don't go into the basement. Bye.
Thank you.